What if I told you the SR-71 Blackbird ES legendary speed was only the tip of the iceberg? That beyond breaking sound barriers, this engineering marvel harbored secrets and human stories that are even more astonishing. We all know it as the fastest plane ever built. But today, we're diving into the unseen brilliance and the incredible missions that cemented its place in history, far beyond its raw velocity. Everyone knows the SR-71 Blackbird for its speed, but very few realize it wasn't built just to go fast. It was built to see everything. In the height of the Cold War, knowledge was power. The CIA needed eyes in the sky, flying far above Soviet air defenses where no one could touch them. Their primary spy plane, the U-2, had done its job well. But when one was shot down in 1960, everything changed. A new, invincible platform was needed. Enter Kelly Johnson and his secretive team at Lockheed's Skunk Works, a small group of genius engineers with a wild idea. They envisioned a jet that could fly higher, faster, and further than anything before it. They called it the A-12 Ox Cart, and it would become the secret foundation for the SR-71. When the Air Force joined the program, the design evolved. It gained a second seat for a reconnaissance systems officer. It was given a longer range, and it was packed with a new generation of sensors. The SR-71 wasn't just an airplane. It was an entire intelligence gathering system, built to penetrate hostile airspace without ever firing a single shot. Speed was its shield, altitude was its armor, and beyond the records and the mystery, its real mission was silent, to deliver truth from 80,000 feet. The SR-71 wasn't just fast, it was alien. It was built mostly from titanium, a metal so rare and difficult to work with that the US had to get creative. In one of the greatest ironies of the Cold War, Lockheed secretly bought the necessary titanium from the Soviet Union, the very same country the Blackbird was designed to spy on, using a network of fake companies. The Blackbird ES skin was designed to expand and contract dramatically with the extreme heat of Mach 3 flight. This meant that on the ground it leaked fuel constantly. The panels didn't form a perfect seal until the airframe heated up and expanded in flight. It literally had to be moving at supersonic speeds to hold itself together properly. At full throttle, friction with the air turned the aircraft's surface red hot, reaching temperatures that could melt conventional metals. Every single flight was a dance with fire. Then came the engines, the mighty Pratt & Whitney J58s. These were a revolutionary hybrid, part turbojet, part ramjet. At lower speeds, they worked like normal jet engines. But as the Blackbird accelerated past Mach 2, massive cones would move to redirect the airflow, and the engines would start behaving like ramjets, gulping air and generating immense thrust. The SR-71 didn't just fly through the atmosphere, it bent it to its will. And inside, its sensors were just as advanced. It carried a suite of optical bar cameras, infrared scanners, and powerful side-looking airborne radar. From an altitude of over 15 miles, it could photograph a license plate, track missile launches in real time, and map entire regions with stunning clarity. It's no wonder that locals in Okinawa, where it was based, nicknamed it Habu, after a deadly, sleek black snake known for striking with incredible speed. It was fast, silent, and unseen. For SR-71 pilots, the cockpit wasn't just a flight deck. It was a space capsule on the edge of the atmosphere. They wore full-pressure suits, similar to what astronauts wear, breathing pure oxygen. From their perch at 80,000 feet, they had a view few humans have ever witnessed: the inky blackness of space above and the gentle curvature of the Earth below. Training for this was grueling. Pilots had to learn to think faster than the aircraft itself. At Mach 3, you're covering over a mile every 2 seconds. A small mistake, a moment's hesitation, could lead to disaster. The pilots described the experience as riding a thunderbolt. There was a unique phenomenon they called chasing the sun. On long missions heading east, the SR-71 could fly so fast that it outran the Earth's rotation. They could take off in the darkness of night and watch the sun rise ahead of them, effectively flying into tomorrow. Imagine that. Few humans have ever experienced such a combination of isolation and absolute power, flying higher than any fighter, faster than any missile, living quite literally on the edge of space. But behind the titanium and the revolutionary engines were the people, the pilots, the reconnaissance officers, the engineers, and the ground crews. all sworn to absolute secrecy. Their incredible successes were never made public. Their harrowing missions were never spoken of outside classified briefings. Every flight carried immense danger. They faced the threat of enemy missiles, the risk of catastrophic mechanical failures, and the constant physical strain of Mach 3 flight. Yet, in over 3,500 operational sorties, not a single SR-71 was ever shot down. When danger did appear, their only defense was speed. One famous story from a pilot sums it up perfectly. He said, "If you see a missile launch, you don't turn, you don't fight, you just push the throttle forward and outrun it." And they did, time and time again. These crews couldn't tell their families where they went or what they did. Their lives were a closely guarded secret, but they carried a quiet, profound pride, knowing that their work was preventing conflicts and, in many cases, saving lives by providing critical intelligence to leaders back home. In their silence and their courage, they forged the legend of the Blackbird. The SR-71 was officially retired decades ago, but its legend never did. To this day, no aircraft has ever matched its incredible balance of speed, altitude, and endurance. Even now, the data gathered and the design principles pioneered by Skunk Works still influence modern hypersonic research. Its rumored successor, the mysterious SR-72, aims to push the boundaries even further, potentially reaching speeds beyond Mach 6. But the shadow of the Blackbird looms large because it was more than just a machine. It was a message, a powerful statement to the world that said, "We can see you, and you can't stop us." It represented what is possible when human courage, dedication, and sheer brilliance combine at the very edge of what we believe is achievable. The SR-71 didn't just break records, it redefined what humanity could build. And even today, as we look to the future of aviation and space travel, in many ways, we're all still chasing the Blackbird's shadow. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the story of the SR-71. If you love stories from the edge of aviation and engineering, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. We'll see you next time.